Hello, how are you? My name's Samantha. This is Stitcher Library. It is late. It's 10 o'clock at night on a Sunday. And yeah, this is my little mini series where I'm going through my Ravelry library, desperately trying to work my way through it. And you will see from today that one of the reasons I am desperately trying to get through it is because I am really bad at adding stuff to it. I've added another pattern today, which I started today. However, it's for a good cause, so I'll talk about that in a bit. I haven't done very much of anything this week because if you've been watching any of my videos at all over the last few weeks, you will know that the new World of Warcraft expansion has been released and I'm a little bit obsessed with World of Warcraft, and so I've been playing that a lot this week. I do, however, have a finished object, so I will show you that first. I can't remember if I'd started this last week or not. Obviously I haven't sewn my ends in yet. Wouldn't be me if I'd sewn my ends in, would it? I made, right, let me see, this, which is the, are we going to work? There we go. The Pink Sky at Night hat. So this is the Pink Sky at Night hat by, I might butcher this name. It's a very well-known designer and I've made loads of the patterns, but I'm not sure how to say the name properly. Umboka, I think. I'm really sorry if that's wrong. It's going to be backwards for you. Yeah, Umboka. Tons and tons of lovely patterns. And this one is available as a free pattern on the blog or as a paid download for a PDF. It is $6 US or £4.78 if you would like to buy it. It is a lovely pattern, really nice and easy to work up. You know the chunky yarn that I had left from the blanket? So I've already made 2 shawls from it and I had this sandy colour left. I had 2 balls of it. And the plan was I was going to find something to use the 2 balls. But then I really wanted to make a hat. So I've still got 1 ball left. And there's this much. Sorry, totally got the top of my head there. This much of the ball left. So I'm going to see if I can find something that's going to use that up. I need to find some kind of pattern where it's just use the yarn till it's done sort of thing. So probably like a cowl or something. But there we go. This is the hat. It's got this like really nice crisscrossy design on it. Very, very easy to do. Very well explained. Patterns. It's got a little, this looks awful. I've got my hair tied back so it's not going to go down any further. It's got a little bit of slouch on it. And yeah, it's got the back loop rib. And then it's just got this lovely pattern here. And say it was, because it's chunky yarn as well, it's super quick to make up. I just did it exactly as the pattern, except I made the rib shorter. The rib should have been maybe about that length. But I thought that was too long and I like it this length. So there we go. And this is going to be going on the website as soon as I can sew the end in. And I don't know whether to pom-pom or not. I don't really think it needs it, but I don't know. What hook did I use? I think I used a 5mm hook for it. Yes, use a 5mm for this bit and a 6 for this bit. So I did that, and even with me shortening this section, I just did exactly as the pattern and it came out with plenty of room in it. And because of the type of design it is, there's quite a lot of stretch in it because it's like open-ish, but it's also made of chunky yarn, so it'll still be very warm. And the yarn is colour 008, it's sand. There we go. I know it's backwards, I'm sorry. And it is Emu Classic Tweed Chunky. And lovely yarn. It's 80% merino, 15, I could just read it. 80% acrylic, 15% merino and 5% viscose. and it is 150 metres, 164 yards for 100 grams. You get this from the Knitting Network. I don't know if this is their own brand, but I got it from the Knitting Network as a blanket kit. And it is lovely. It's really nice to work with. It's not splitty. I'm not usually a fan. I don't really have much chunky in my stash, so that's another reason I wanted to like make the hat, because I don't have much chunky in my stash at all, because I tend to use either 4-ply or DK, maybe adding a push. So yeah, I'm just trying to get some of the chunky patterns out my stash while I have the yarn for it. I should have thought about that before I made the shawls, but there we go. So there we go. That's my finished object. My first whip is the one that I showed you last week. It's in my bag that you'll have seen on my podcast. This is now my new official shawl bag. Ooh. And I've done a bit, that said. See, this is where I was last time. I've done a bit. I've done more than I thought I was going to do. The yarn I'm using is some random cotton. Is that even going to focus? Hello? No? There's no band on it. I got this in some mystery bundle thing, and I've lost the label for it. But then I don't even know. I think it was, what was the thing that I used to get before? I can't remember the name of it, but I used to get a mystery yarn bundle where the labels on the things might have been wrong. So I think that's why I wasn't really bothered about keeping the label on this. But I made a top. I had 2 of these and I made a top out of it. So this is what's left. And this is just you keep going until it's done sort of thing. I will show you. This is the designer picture. It's called Close to... I've not even told you anything like what it is. It's Close to You by Justina Lokowska. Again, I'm really sorry if I get your name wrong. I think it's Lokowska. But, there we go. There's a picture of it where she's got it all. See, I've started at this end, at the short end, and you just keep going until you run out of yarn. And yeah, this says to use 382 meters, 418 yards. Oh yeah, she's used 1 skein of fingering weight, so I'm using DK on 4mm needles. She's used fingering on, she's used 4mm needles as well. But I quite like the drape on it. It's coming quite nicely, and it's got lots of lovely colours in it. Super easy. Mostly it's just knitting, just garter stitch. This whole section here is garter stitch, and the bit that grows, this bit stays the same size the whole time, and this is just garter stitch with like eyelet sections, and then you have this like dragon spike. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. I think I either need to have coffee or to go to bed. I'm not sure. I might have coffee and then go to bed, because that's the fun of having an ADHD brain, is you can do that. So there we go. And I'm knitting that on 4mm Knit Pro Symphonies. The last one that I've got, my last whip, I wasn't planning on casting on, but I was watching podcast today and I was watching Ruth Loves to Knit. If you haven't watched Ruth Loves to Knit, she's so nice to watch, honestly. She's got an Irish accent, and she's just got such a nice calm voice, and she's just so like chill and happy all the time. It's like, and she knits. Like, I know her name is Ruth Loves to Knit, but she knits so quickly. And she makes some beautiful, beautiful things. She makes lots of shawls, garments, socks, just knitting. But she makes beautiful things. And she does a lot of charity related things, which is what this is. And this is related to, right, I don't want to get this wrong. She used to work, I believe, as a nurse in a hospital in Bangladesh. And this pattern is to raise money for that. And the pattern is not by her, but it's for her, if that makes sense. It's designed by Twin Set and Pearl, who, you know, if you've ever picked up knitting needles, you know who Twin Set and Pearl are. They have like a billion gorgeous patterns. I've made a few of their patterns before, lots of shawls, socks. They have beautiful patterns, really well written. And this is one of them. So initially, they had made a shawl called Ruth. And now they have made the sequel. It's called Ruthie. And this, I'll see if I can find. Yes, they have a picture here. So this is the Ruthie. Now, this is not, from what I can see reading through it, it's not a super difficult pattern. But it is one that I'm going to have to pay attention to. So, this is not something that I was considering casting on at the minute. However, I was watching Ruth Loves to Knit today, and she pulled hers out, and she's already finished one, and she's on to her second one, and they both look amazing. So I was like, it's for a good cause, because the proceeds from this pattern go to the hospital in Bangladesh, which is amazing, because they didn't have to do that. Like, they're not anything to do with the hospital. It's Ruth that's to do with the hospital. So it's amazing that they've made the pattern. I think they did it with the Ruth as well. And they've donated so much money, and it's been such a help for them. And yeah, it's just awesome. So I went and downloaded and bought the pattern for Ruthie because it's so pretty. Like, I'll show you a picture of the edging. So it's got corrugated rib so that you can get into these sections here with the little pops of colour. They've done theirs using 4-ply for the main colour, and then lace weight floof, I think. That looks floofy. A lace weight floof for it's a bit of the border, and then for the pops of colour going through it. Yeah, see, there's a good picture of it. Ooh. So see the border here, the pink is the floof, and then the rest is a 4-ply. Ruth's done hers, she's done one of hers. I think the one that she's finished is done in 2 fingering weights, 2 4-plies. 2 4-plies. I can talk. And it looks just as beautiful. So if you're not into using mohair or like lace weight or whatever, it does look absolutely beautiful as well if you just like use a 4-ply for it. So would you like to see my amazing start? I went with, this is my floof that I'm using. I'm not entirely sure what it is because this is how I found it. You don't need very much. I'm pretty sure it's a Drops Kid Silk, but I couldn't tell you what colour or anything because it doesn't have a label. I've clearly tried to knit or crochet. I've probably knit because who crochets in mohair? I know some people crochet mohair. Those people are crazy. I've clearly tried to do something with it at some point and then frogged it back. So we have floof. I don't know, probably Drops mohair. And then I have This, which is Yorkshire Dale yarns, they no longer dye, which is a shame. I still have quite a lot of their yarn because I used to have a club from them, and I used to just buy from them all the time because the yarn was really, really nice. There we go. It's 70% merino, 20% cashmere, 10% nylon. It is a 4-ply, 425 yards for 100 grams. This is called Sweet Williams. And take the needles out. This is the colour. It's a, oh, there we go. It's a lovely, lovely pink, and it has bits of purple. It's got a few shades of pink, and then it's got these like dark, I don't know if that's really going to show up there, dark bits of purple. I'm putting my hand up here like it's going to do something. And yeah, it's gorgeous, and it's so soft because it's got the cashmere in it. And this, my lovelies, is my start. This is how far I've got today. Are you impressed? I'm impressed. I've like tied my tails together. You do have to, because this is obviously a different yarn to this, you do have to do the intarsia thing and twist them as you're going, but it's super easy. It tells you to do that in the pattern as well. The pattern is really, really well laid out, like all the patterns are. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into this because the shawl is beautiful. I do believe that there's a few people doing it. I'm trying to remember, I saw it on somebody else's podcast today and I cannot for the life of me think who it was. But Ruth is also running a cow for this. That was the other thing that I meant to say. So I think she's running it through Ravelry, but I would need to double check that. And yeah, so that's I'm going to do that when I have an awake brain. I mean, at the minute, my brain is starting to feel back on track a little bit, so that's good. I don't know how much I've mentioned on here compared to my podcast. If you don't know, I've been like not great. I've had a lot of life stuff going on and it's affected my health, which has made me really tired, and it's made my brain, along with the fact that I'm 43 and I have ADHD. On top of that, I have all the extra life stuff that's going on, and it's just making my brain go bleh. So I haven't been able to do anything really that's had any kind of brain power behind it, which means things like my dragon that I had started doing for this series has been put to the side just now. I've not been able to pick him back up yet. I really want to though, because he's so cute. And the penguin pot holder that I was doing as a cushion, I've just had to scrap that completely. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to stick with this one. I mean, either way, I paid for the pattern, so my money is going to the hospital. So that's the important thing. And if I can get the shawl done and get it entered into Ruth's cow, then even better. So yeah, that's my plans for this week then, are to carry on with the shawls, see what else I can find. I need to find something to use this up. I would like to get some amigurumi done this week as well. I've been getting the amigurumi itch. So I might see if I've got any little simple plans in my library. Oh, sats. Yes, I'm going to see if I've got any little simple amigurumis in my library this week and see if I can do some of them as well. So we now are on 128 made, 1,370 not made. Ooh, can we see that? Oh, you're reflecting back on yourself there. So I still have 1,370 as part of my, let's see, where's my projects page? The challenge for this year. Let's see, how many have we done? we have completed 28 out of 50 projects, which is 56%, which is not good because we're about to enter the 9th month of the year. So I need to get my finger out a bit. So if I complete 50 projects a year, how long is it going to take me to get through 1,370 projects? What's wrong with me, honestly? Right. I'm going to go. We're like 20 minutes in and I've waffled so much. So yes, I'm going to try and get some work done on these, get some amigurumis done, and go watch Ruth. I will link everybody I've spoken about and patterns and things. I will link down below. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with a podcast. Hopefully wearing actual clothes and not at 10 o'clock at night. And a little less waffly. Probably not going to happen, but I will be back tomorrow with my regular podcast. Okay, bye-bye.